Greetings, viewers. You're on the CrossMoto channel. What motorcycle competitions exist? There are speed, endurance, road, circuit, and off-road races, among others. There are a huge number of options, and all these events are exciting and spectacular in their own way. Among all these competitions, there is one that is much less spectacular, but no less interesting. It's called the Craig Vetter Fuel Economy Challenge, and its goal is to achieve the best fuel efficiency for a motorcycle in real-world riding conditions on public roads. Just so you know, the results of these competitions are impressive. For example, a touring 1-liter motorcycle with 2 riders can consume about 2 liters of gasoline per 100 kilometers. And the absolute records are around 0.5 liters per 100 kilometers. And I'll tell you about these achievements and the competition itself in this segment. Enjoy watching. I found information about this event quite a while ago. Again, I came across it just yesterday while flipping through 2 interesting books that my friends from Ireland gave me. The first one is called The Complete British Motorcycle. This one is from Alexi from the Moda Dalnaboy channel. And the second one, The Ultimate Motorcycle Book, is from Dimitri and his family. Dima's channel is named Demoto. The books are magnificent. There's something to learn from them. I'll link the channel and the guys in the description. Check them out and support if you want. Let them know you came from CrossMoto. So, here's the thing. Craig Vetter Fuel Economy Challenge? An American named Craig Vetter had been designing motorcycles since the mid-60s, and in the 70s he participated in races. In 76, he crashed on a racetrack and badly injured his leg. At a certain point, Craig became obsessed with the idea of achieving high fuel economy. These ideas, perhaps reinforced by the fuel crisis of the 70s, led Vetter to organize competitions by the end of the decade aimed at achieving the most efficient fuel consumption on a motorcycle. Before that, starting in 1939, Shell had held similar events, but it's worth noting that Shell did everything, let's say, under ideal conditions. A closed track, walking speed, and strange concepts, all of this was far from real-world road conditions. Vetter became interested in what kind of mileage was possible in real road conditions, how much energy it would take, and what it would look like. And from 1980 through 1985, Craig sponsored his own event. In 1980, about 4,000 motorcyclists took part in the ride, which went from Colorado Springs to Cripple Creek and back. That's very close near Pikes Peak. The winner was Lammy Johnston on a 1-liter Harley-Davidson, which consumed 2.4 liters per 100 kilometers, although the disqualified Ed Larry on his motorcycle showed a slightly better result of about 2.3 liters per 100 kilometers. Already in 1981, the majority of participants and event organizers came to understand that the best results could be achieved by small displacement machines, up to 250 cc, which had good aerodynamic performance. This year is notable because specially built, fuel-efficient motorcycles started to participate in the races, including a streamliner built by Craig Vetter himself, based on the Kawasaki KZ 250. The race took place in California, and the best result was achieved by Steve Kimball on a modified Honda C70 Passport. The fuel consumption was 1.188 liters per 100 kilometers, and the second best result was shown by Mike Hischikin on a Honda XL80 with 1.245 liters per 100 kilometers. In 1982, the result was significantly improved. First place was taken by Charlie Peredian, who competed on a Yamaha motorcycle with a 185cc engine and a homemade fairing. The fuel consumption of this streamliner was only 0.834 liters per 100 kilometers. At the 1983 competition, Liza Leuk piloted a streamlined Honda Line motorcycle with a 185cc engine and achieved a result of 0.922 liters per 100 kilometers. That was third place. First place again went to Charlie Peredian on his Yamaha 185, who managed to cover as much as 372 miles on a single gallon. This result equals 0.632 liters consumed. Charlie ranked second in 1984. With enough experience, Craig Vetter's fuel-efficient movement centers on the idea of an economical motorcycle. The formula was as follows. The motorcycle should have a 4-stroke engine with a power output between 8 and 20 horsepower, which generally corresponds to an engine displacement from 70 to 250 cc. The motorcycle's design should be streamlined with a minimal frontal area. In the single-seat small displacement class this year, Den Hannebring won on an 80cc streamlined Honda, and at the same time, he set an absolute record for fuel efficiency. Den managed to travel 557 miles on 1 gallon, which, by the way, is 0.422 liters per 100 kilometers. In 1984, a new class appeared in the competition, which involved riding with a passenger, and the minimum engine displacement in this class was 650 cc. Basically, it was a fuel efficiency competition in the touring class. By the way, neither the rider nor the passenger was allowed to crouch. They had to ride as if on a regular touring motorcycle. The results of this competition class are impressive. Here's a 1972 Honda Goldwing 1000 modified for improved aerodynamics. With Chris and Kathleen Hodgson on board, it showed the second best result, consuming 2.18 liters of fuel per 100 kilometers. And Charlie Peredian with passenger Susan Gage on a Suzuki GR 650 took first place, showing a result of 1.897 liters per 100 kilometers. In 1985, the last Craig Vetter fuel economy competition was held. In the senior 2-seater class, Kiyoshi Aizawa and Helen Kanda set a record victory. These two managed to travel 139 miles on a single gallon of fuel. On this streamlined, futuristic tourer, inside of which is a Honda VT 700, the fuel consumption was 1.692 liters per 100 kilometers. In the junior single-seater class, Matsu Matsuzawa on a Honda XL 80 wins, covering 470 miles with a fuel consumption of 0.5 liters per 100 kilometers. After 25 years in 2011, the competition resumed with major rule changes and new vehicle classes, including electric motorcycles. For example, in the new competitions, Vic Valdez had the best result with an internal combustion engine. In 2017, on a Kawasaki Ninja 250 with a fairing, the result was 0.997 liters per 100 kilometers. And among electric motorcycles, a special prototype from Zero Motorcycles in 2017 showed a result of 102 watt-hours per mile. In an interview 27 years after achieving 0.5 liters per 100 kilometers, Matsu Matsuzawa shared the following. If you think you'll achieve economical performance just by lowering the needle in the carburetor or reducing the size of the jets, you're mistaken. Yes, this action will have some effect, but to achieve truly good results, a whole range of measures is required. So, on his Honda, Matsuzawa conducted a thorough inspection of the wheel bearings to ensure they rotated as freely as possible. Everything that rotated or moved was switched to a lighter lubricant, the same engine and gearbox, as well as the chain. Everything was done to reduce mechanical losses. The carburetor was retuned and less stiff valve springs were used in the engine. Tire pressure was set to the maximum, and a neutral was added between 4th and 5th gears in the 5-speed gearbox, plus an efficient fairing. As Craig Vetter himself said, today it's not about going faster, but about living better and consuming less fuel. And damn, Craig and his like-minded people were really good at it. On August 12, 2015, Vetter suffered life-changing injuries after colliding with a deer. When he was riding his personal streamlined Honda CN 250 Helix scooter near his home in California. In 2016, he was awarded the American Medical Association Outstanding Achievement Award. Craig is still alive to this day. As of 2023, this person is 81 years old, and due to his advanced age, he has already recovered from his accident. It was very much like that. The story is about not quite typical, but very interesting competitions. Competitions to achieve maximum fuel efficiency. Craig Fetter. If you are really deeply interested in this topic, then in the description, if you are really interested in this topic, then check the description. This is where my story ends. As usual, this was the Cross Moda channel with you. Thank you very much for your attention, for your activity on the channel, and a special thanks to everyone who supports the channel financially through the pinned details. See you next time.